Hi. Today we're going to talk about how to accomplish rubric grading with a combination of Google Classroom, Google Docs, and then some add-ons called Goobric and Doctopus. So first, let's look at a general overview of this whole system. So essentially what's going to happen is that you're going to create an assignment in Google Classroom, and you're going to pull that into Google Sheets. And then you're going to create a rubric in Google Sheets and attach that to the assignment. And you're going to do that through this Doctopus sheet. Then the assignment is accessed and assessed from that same Google Sheet. And then the rubric is going to actually be visible and be able to be manipulated while you're viewing the assignment. Now, once the assignment is assessed, the rubric and the comments that you provide are appended directly at the bottom of the student's work. So here are some kind of neat things that this allows you to do. First of all, students can very simply self-assess and peer assess using the exact same rubric that you want to use. You can also insert audio comments and feedback directly into the rubric screen, and then a link to that audio feedback gets put right into the student's document. And then another one that people absolutely love is the ability to move directly from one assignment to the next within your classroom folder without ever having to leave that rubric scoring screen. So you don't have to go back into Classroom, pull up the next student's assignment to keep grading. All right, so let's get started putting this together. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create an assignment in Google Classroom, and we're going to have our students create a doc or open a doc as a template. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my, this is my teacher classroom page here, and I'm going to create a new assignment, and I'm going to call it, we'll call it Goobric Practice. And I'm going to tell the students to create a Google Doc and tell me about what you did last night. I'm going to assign a due date for sometime next week and go ahead and assign that. Now, if I switch over to my student account and refresh this page, you'll see that the assignment has popped up here for my student. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up and create a new document. And I'm going to actually do the exact same thing for one more of my accounts, because I want you to see later how we can do peer assessment. So I want to have at least 2 students in there. So this is a second account. I'm going to go ahead and open that one up as well and create a new document. And again, if you maybe had a template that you're pushing out to the kids, all they would need to do is open up the assignment and it would go ahead and create that doc immediately for them. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to our steps here. We have created the assignment in Classroom, and we've had the students go ahead and either create a new doc or open a template for that doc. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our teacher Google Drive, and we're going to create a folder that's going to store the rubric that we're going to use here. And I'm going to go ahead and create that. I'm going to create that in my Classroom folder in Google Drive, and then I'm going to go into the folder that correlates with the class that I'm in right now. So here you can see I have a folder for that practice assignment that I just created. That's good. In fact, if I open that up, I'll have both of those documents in there that the students just made. Now back just in the class folder, I'm going to create a new folder and call it Rubrics. I'm going to open that up and I'm going to create a new Google Sheet in there. And this is going to be my rubric for the assignment. I'm going to give it a name that will help me remember what assignment this is for. So I'm going to give it the exact same name as the assignment in classroom, rubric, practice rubric. Then to create this rubric, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the very first cell blank. And then next to that, I'm going to start putting my values. So I'll just do a scale of 1 to 4 here. And then in the very first column, starting in the second cell, I'll put in criteria. So for now, I'll put word choice, let's say structure, and presentation, just a few generic things. And then in the cells after that, we're going to actually put in our description of what it takes to get that score. So I'm going to say, just make up a few things here. Approaching, say, efficient and excellent. Of course, you would have much more detailed descriptions of these things, but we're just doing this for practice here. Okay, so I have my rubric made. I can go ahead and close that now. You can see that Google Sheet is sitting in there ready for me. Okay, now back here we have created the folder and we have created the rubric that's going to be used for the assignment.